I think there's 3 guys that I'm comfortable saying are 3 of the 5 best players ever. And it's Kareem, LeBron, and MJ. After that, I think there's like 5 or 6 guys that you could make an argument for as either the 4th guy on a Mount Rushmore or a top 5 player. And Steph is one of those guys, to be honest with you.
Like that.
Steph is one of those, and so is Tim, so is Larry, so is Magic. Wilt for sure. Yeah, Kobe.
Kobe had no flaws. I don't like talking about guys' flaws, but if we're talking about the greatest ever, we should be allowed to pick apart people's games. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. You can't have any flaws. So if you name each guy, you have to say he didn't have a flaw.
Well, I think the counterpoint to your thing is, I think what you're talking about is a player. And I'm talking about the player plus the resume, plus the career, plus the era. I think era does matter.
Yes.
I think era certainly matters.
Yes.
I'm not making a case for George Mikan here. Okay. But I think the resume adds to the skill set. When we talk about skills, I think a lot of times it comes down to this guy can put on a show dribbling the basketball and make tough shots, right? I think that's generally speaking what we talk about with skills. Because everybody, when they talk about the most skilled players, the same guys always get brought up. It's Kyrie, it's Kobe, maybe Kevin Durant's in there. They don't talk about LeBron. They don't talk about Shaq, because to them, the best player is based on aesthetics, not necessarily performance and effectiveness.
I would say,
and aesthetics, and that's where I think there's like this really blurry gray area when we talk about all these things, like who is the most skilled, who's the best player, who's got the best career. Like, you have to factor in all this stuff, because when we talk about the best career, like the best resume, well, the era matters in that. The era matters.
What's the criteria on a resume? Is it championships? Is it MVPs?
I don't subscribe to ring culture, but I think the rings are important in the conversation, but they're not the be-all and end-all in the conversation.
I'm 100% agree with you on that one. I'm not a ring culture guy, but I benefited from that. Like, I know I have a lot of flaws. And we were talking about, I think there should be tiers of the Hall of Fame. If Kobe was that good, if LeBron is this good, if Kareem was that good, if Tim Duncan was that good, imagine how, like what I just said about Larry Bird. Because Larry Bird is white. He was this good, that I'm saying that he's this good. That's how good he was. That's how good Michael Jordan is, or was. That it's not even close. Like, I don't think we understand when we watch and when we see what MJ was doing. He was the most competitive player out there. Like, he had that heat culture before the heat culture. Like, he was ready to, his flaws that we saw was that everything turned into a competition.
Some basketball debates are just back and forth.
When you look at Michael Jordan, he was the most competitive player ever. He basically had the heat culture before Miami ever did. His only flaw was that he turned everything into a competition. Usually, basketball debates go back and forth with arguments about stats, rings, and comparisons. But every once in a while, someone says something so powerful it shuts everyone up. That's what happened when Andre Iguodala, 2015 Finals MVP, one of the smartest and toughest defenders of his time, sat across from JJ Redick and said, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan had no flaws. This wasn't a fan talking. This was a player who actually guarded Kobe, saw Jordan up close, and was trusted to defend LeBron James in the NBA Finals. Andre Iguodala wasn't speaking from imagination. He was speaking from experience. Nights of staring into Kobe Bryant's cold eyes. Possessions spent trying to contain Michael Jordan's unstoppable moves. And that's why his words hit so hard. JJ Redick's reaction said it all. He shifted in his chair, tried to change the subject, but everyone watching felt it. Iguodala had drawn a line in the sand. If you want to be the GOAT, you must be flawless. and only Kobe and Jordan ever reached that level. Iguodala wasn't talking about stats, rings, or resumes. He was talking about pure skill. And in that category, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan stood alone. No weaknesses, scoring from anywhere, dominating on defense, and executing in big moments with surgical precision. But instead of addressing that directly, Redick dodged it. He shifted the debate to longevity, championships, and records, areas where LeBron holds advantages. Classic analyst move. When you can't win on skill, you change the standard. But here's the truth. In terms of pure basketball perfection, LeBron has flaws. Kobe and Jordan did not. For Iguodala, this wasn't hype. This was testimony from someone who studied them up close, tried to find cracks in their games, and walked away realizing there were none. With Kobe, you saw a living work of art, flawless footwork, impossible fadeaways, pure precision. With Jordan, it was domination at every level, physical, mental, emotional, leaving no weakness to exploit. That's why Iguodala's statement shook the room, because deep down, everyone knew he was right. Move was coming. You could anticipate the fade, but you were still powerless. Kobe didn't just beat you. He made you feel small, like you were fighting against something too perfect to resist. Kobe could score from anywhere. Kobe Bryant wasn't just skilled, he was unstoppable. He could dribble, carve out space, and rise for a jumper no hand could block. He attacked the rim through contact, finished impossible layups, and at the free throw line, he was ice cold, the guy you wanted in the biggest moments. And he wasn't only an offensive genius. 12 all-defensive team selections proved he was just as committed to shutting down the other team's best player. But what made Kobe terrifying was his mentality. The tighter the game, the higher the stakes, the more dangerous he became. Where others saw pressure, Kobe saw opportunity. He wanted the last shot. He lived for it. And most of the time, he buried you with it. Then there was Michael Jordan. If Kobe was the closest copy, MJ was the original, the definition of perfection. Jordan combined raw athleticism with surgical basketball IQ. He had every weapon, the fadeaway, the pull-up, the rim-shaking dunks. And he was just as dominant on defense. A Defensive Player of the Year, 9 all-defensive first-team selections. Guarding Jordan wasn't just about stopping his shot. It was about surviving his relentless defense. And when the game was on the line, everyone knew who was taking the shot. Everyone knew they couldn't stop it. From the shot, over Elo to his iconic 1998 Finals dagger. Jordan didn't just deliver highlights. He delivered death sentences to opponents. What made Jordan different was his intensity. Doc Rivers once admitted he didn't think any player could sustain that level of fire for an entire season. But Jordan didn't just sustain it for a year. He did it for his entire career. Every game, every possession was life or death. No nights off, no weaknesses. That's the cruel truth for defenders. You could force Kobe left, he'd still score. Push Jordan deep, he'd still hit it. Pray they'd fold under pressure? They only got colder, sharper, deadlier. This is what separates Kobe and Jordan from everyone else. Shaq dominated the paint, but couldn't hit free throws. Magic Johnson was legendary, but not a scorer from every level. LeBron James is brilliant, but flaws like free throws, handle, and clutch moments have always left cracks in the armor. Every legend has a flaw, except Kobe and Jordan. And when Andre Iguodala said Kobe and MJ had no weaknesses, it wasn't hype. It was the testimony of a defender who faced them head-on, studied them for weaknesses, and came away with the sobering truth. Perfection in basketball belongs to only 2 names: Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.